It's such a strange story, isn't it?
I
mean, the back and forth, and I mean, if Chicago media, if they're getting it wrong, they're getting it really wrong.
Okay, a lot to cover. We've got some breaking news. Actor and musician Jussie Smollett from the hit show Empire was attacked and beaten early this morning in Chicago.
A reported crime that has rattled Hollywood and just about everyone else.
Two masked men jumped him outside of his apartment.
He was brutally beaten on this Chicago street.
They began to beat him up.
He was beaten by masked supporters of President Trump.
I want that video found so bad.
Investigators say he was attacked. 2 men assaulted him. 2 men approached Smollett.
2 men attacked.
And I want a little gay boy who might watch this.
A Hollywood star who's black and gay.
And is gay in real life.
To see that I fought back.
Smollett says he was approached by 2 men yelling out racial and homophobic slurs.
Racial and homophobic slurs at him.
It's homophobic and racist.
Yelled homophobic and racial slurs.
You know, at first it was a thing of like, listen, if I tell the truth.
Racial and homophobic slurs.
While shouting racist and homophobic slurs.
By 2 hooded men who shouted homophobic and racist slurs.
Then that's it, because it's the truth.
And yelled racial and homophobic slurs.
Who yelled homophobic and racial slurs.
How can you doubt that? Like, how do you not believe that? It's the truth.
One of his attackers put a rope around his neck.
Tied a rope around his neck.
And tied a noose around his neck.
I've been truthful and consistent on every single level since day one.
And one of the offenders wrapped a rope around Smollett's neck.
Then put a noose around his neck.
And tied a rope around his neck.
Put a rope around his neck.
Put a noose around his neck.
And I would not bring my family.
And he says one of them tied a noose around his neck.
One of them wrapped a rope around the victim's neck.
Our lives or the movement through a fire like this.
They also allegedly poured an unknown chemical substance on him. A chemical substance.
An unknown chemical substance.
You didn't deserve. Splashed him with a chemical substance.
Threw an unknown chemical on his face.
Nor anybody deserves. Poured liquid on him.
And poured chemicals on him.
To have a noose put around your neck.
And threw bleach on him.
And threw bleach on him.
To have bleach thrown on you.
Before yelling MAGA country.
This is MAGA country.
The men yelled, "This is MAGA. Make America Great Again country."
That man is doing nothing but minding his own business.
And police say it could be a hate crime.
A possible hate crime.
Hate crime.
Of a violent, racist, and homophobic attack.
He was the victim of a brutal hate crime.
Hate crime.
A racial and homophobic hate crime. We have to love each other regardless of what sexual orientation we are.
Hate crime.
A rally at Grand Army Plaza is being held in solidarity with the actor.
Empire actor Jussie Smollett making his first public appearance.
Let me start by saying that I'm okay.
I'm okay.
He's a victim, you know, so we don't treat him like a criminal. He's a victim.
I'm not fully healed yet, but I'm going to.
And we have no reason at this point to think that he's not being genuine with us.
I'm going to stand strong with y'all.
But the story is getting more and more complicated.
These last 4 days, I would not have been able to get through it.
Smollett's injuries are described as minor.
Jussie has told the police everything from the very beginning.
Without obviously my family, but also the love and support for all y'all.
I am working with authorities and have been 100% factual.
Obviously, the alleged statement of what happened here is horrific, and there's no place for it here in the city of Chicago.
The hateful rhetoric that gets passed around, it has to stop.
Police say detectives have poured through hundreds of hours of surveillance footage, but have found no evidence of an assault.
I fought the back.
The Chicago media is reporting this morning that actor Jussie Smollett staged that racial attack that he reported to police late last month.
When Smollett was considered a victim, police initially released this snapshot of the supposed suspect walking down the street. This is the video version of that photo. Weeks later, Chicago police officers were waiting on the tarmac for the brothers when they returned from Nigeria. Later that night, inside a Southside police station, the brothers claimed to investigators Jussie Smollett had paid them to stage the attack he'd reported as a hate crime.